Good afternoon, this is Kathy from So Original, and this is another episode of How To Day. And this is Tuesday, September 16th, and I am showing you a second method for making those infamous flying geese quilt blocks. So this method is called sew and flip. And first of all, let's start with the math. So in this case, what you're doing is you're sewing the wings on a rectangle and then flipping them so you are not having to deal again with bias edges. So first of all, if you want a flying geese that's 2 by 4, you are going to add a 1/2 inch to the desired finished height and width and cut that rectangle that size. Then you are going to cut 2 squares the same size as the height of the rectangle. So these are the 3 pieces that you are cutting: your rectangle and your 2 squares. Your next step is to take one of those squares and place it lined up perfectly on the edge of your rectangle, and with a line drawn on the back, you are going to sew that line from one diagonal to another. Once you're satisfied that you've done that properly, you are going to come back and trim 1/4 of an inch towards the outer corner. Now, when you trim, you're going to be trimming both the square and the rectangle beneath. And when you flip it back, it will look like this. So here is an example with one corner sewn. Then you are simply going to take this other corner, and you do want to flip this back and press it. You're going to put this other square on here, and again you will have drawn a line across this way, excuse me, and you will notice that right up here in this corner, if you could kind of focus on that, Sherry, that your 2 pieces are going to overlap. All right, so when you draw that line and then you sew on that line, you will have this corner piece which will then flip back. You will then have this wonderful flying geese, and you will want to trim it to your desired size. Be careful when you're trimming to make sure that up in this area right here, you have 1/4 inch from that point to the edge of your flying geese. That way, when you add this into some other unit, you won't lose the points of that goose. All right, happy sewing.